Hello, Michael here, looking at Psalms 93 for a devotion today. A psalm which may be subtitled, The Lord Reigns. And we're focusing on verse 2 to 4 for the exposition. Let's go ahead and read the first 4 verses. Verse 1. The Lord reigneth, he is clothed with majesty. The Lord is clothed with strength, wherewith he had girded himself. The world also established, that it cannot be moved. Verse 2. Thy throne is established of old, thou art from everlasting. Verse 3. The floods have lifted up, O Lord, the flood that lifted up their voice. The floods lift up their waves. And verse 4. The Lord on high is mightier than the noise of many waters, yea, than the mighty waves of the sea. So as we turn to the treasure of David for the exposition, let's go ahead and read verse 2 again. Thy throne is established of old, thou art from everlasting. Spurgeon pens. Thy throne is established of old. Though thou mayest just now appear in more conspicuous sovereignty, yet thine is no upstart sovereignty. In the most ancient times thy dominion was secure, yea, before time was thy throne was set up. We often hear of ancient dynasties, but what are they when compared with the Lord? Are they not as the bubbler on the breaker, born an instant ago and gone as soon as seen? Thou art from everlasting. The Lord himself is eternal. Let the believer rejoice that the government under which he dwells has an immortal ruler at its head, has existed from all eternity, and will flourish when all created things shall have forever passed away. Vain are the rebellions of mortals. The kingdom of God is not shaken. And verse 3 that reads, The floods have lifted up, O Lord. The floods have lifted up their voice. The flood lift up their waves. The floods have lifted up, O Lord. Men have raged like angry waves of the sea, but vain has been their tumult. Observe that the psalmist turns to the Lord when he sees the billows foam, and hears the breakers roar. He does not waste his breath by talking to the waves or to violent men, but like Hezekiah, he spreads the blasphemies of the wicked before the Lord. The floods have lifted up their voice. The floods lift up their waves. These repetitions are needed for the sake both of the poetry and the music, but they also suggest the frequency and the violence of wicked assaults upon the government of God, and the repeated defeats which they sustain. Sometimes men are furious in words. They lift up their voice, and at other times they rise to acts of violence. They lift up their waves, but the Lord has control over them in either case. The ungodly are all foam and fury, noise and bluster during their little hour, and then the tide turns or the storm is hushed, and we hear no more of them, while the kingdom of the eternal abides in the grandeur of its power. And verse 4 that reads, The Lord on high is mightier than the noise of many waters, yea, than the mighty waves of the sea. The Lord on high is mightier than the noise of many waters. The utmost of their power is to him but a sound, and he can readily master it. Therefore he calls it a noise by way of contempt. When men combine to overthrow the kingdom of Jesus, plot secretly, and by rage openly, the Lord thinks no more of it than of so much noise upon the sea beach. Jehovah, the self-existent and omnipotent, cares not for the opposition of dying men, however many or mighty they may be. Loud the stormy billows spoke, loud the billows raised their cry. Fierce the stormy billows broke, sounding to the echoing sky. Strong the breakers tossing high, stronger is Jehovah's might. through thy words and sanctity, well becomes thy temple bright. Yea, than the mighty waves of the sea, when the storm rises Atlantic billows and drives them on with terrific force, the Lord is still able to restrain them. And so also, when impious men are haughty and full of rage, the Lord is able to subdue them and overrule their malice. Kings or mobs, emperors or savages, all are in the Lord's hand, and he can forbid their touching a hair of the heads of his saints. Oh, blessed is our God, all-powerful, sits high and look low. He is in control. Trust you enjoyed the exposition on verse 2 to 4 of Psalms 93. Michael here declaring yet again, Jesus is Lord. Until next time, be blessed.